folks, Colin here. Well, welcome back to the channel, back with more rock and roll. Good to see you as always. Today we're going to look at some country rock and roll. Now I don't know if I was telling you, I think I was, that I've been without a band for a few weeks. But good news, I've got a new band sort of starting to get together, and so I'll be gigging again soon, so that's all good. Back in the sort of Scottish central belt. So today we're going to look at a song. I think it's kind of very helpful if you're getting into sort of country, sort of bending sort of style. You can put this into rockabilly, rock and roll as well. This sort of idea. And what it is really, it's in rockabilly, what we tend to do is we tend to play kind of minor pentatonic licks, but in sort of country rock, it's major pentatonic licks. So the way to know the difference is basically, if you're playing over an A chord, for example, a minor pentatonic first position would start with the first finger on the 5th fret, that would be the A, and you play your part in one pentatonic. But for a major, you'd be starting with your pinky, because A minor and C major are the relative major and minor. So pinky on the 8th fret, that's the note of C. So if you start from there and you go up, same pattern, that's C major pentatonic. Now a lot of folk, what they do is they get a wee bit kind of confused by that, because they know kind of that if you go back 3 frets, if I'm playing an A there and I go back 3 frets, I'm playing an A minor, sorry, A major. But actually it's quite hard to think like that in real terms. So what I like to do is just be aware that you've always got two kind of major and minors in the one pattern. So just kind of get to think like that. And I always sort of navigate to the major pentatonic by using, usually it's that shape. So if that's a C chord, can you see that? C, A-shaped bar chord at the 3rd fret, C chord. Where my back fingers are, that's the bottom part of where the major pentatonic scale would sit. So if I go like that, C, that's me in pattern 1 pentatonic. So what I did there is I played a C chord, and I slide from 5 to 7 on the A. So that's like your first 3 notes of your major pentatonic. And then I'm comfortably in that pattern 1 pentatonic shape. Now the thing about country bends, it's not that hard really. So if I'm playing in the key of C, that's the country bend sound. And what it is, it's bending from the 2nd to the 3rd. So my 1st is there, that's my C. So when you're playing that shape, that's your 2nd, that's your D. So whenever you're in that pattern 1 pentatonic, you can bend that up. So what I'm doing is I'm bending that D up to E effectively. That's my target note. And then I'm quite often, usually, play the note above it, which is the G. So you're playing a 2nd to a 3rd, and then you're playing the 5th on the top. Now you could play. So you could, just get the hang of just playing that, bending that note up. And then instantly you've got kind of country music. Now, to be honest, I don't know much more than that about country music, if I'm honest. But the great thing is that is actually a movable lick. So I was playing that in the over the C. But the great thing is, once you've learned it in one scale, it's just kind of movable. So if I was wanting to do it in over the D chord, same thing. So there's my D. I'm looking from a pattern 1, nice and safe kind of pentatonic shape. So I'm just aware that that bit there is the bottom part of the pattern 1 pentatonic. Now it works in other pentatonic shapes, so just remember what we're doing is we're playing the second note of the scale and we're bending it up to the third note. So if we're playing so we're in G, so there's your G, that's your G triad, which is a D-shaped triad at the 7th fret. So if I take my D shape, that is also a G. So there's my root, that's the note of G, classic rockabilly lick. Sorry, a slight digression. Okay, so there's my 1, there's my 2, and I bend that up to a 3, it's the same thing. So you can play that effectively when you're in that position, you're playing in pattern 4. So that's, you've got options. So you can do it over the this shape, or you can do it over the D shape. Now all these are movable. So at the start of this lesson, what I was doing is I was playing a kind of rundown. So I'm playing over the, that's E minor pentatonic, but it's also, look where my pinky is, that's the 15th fret, that's a G. So you've got E minor and G in the same pattern 1 pentatonic shape. So what I was doing, I was bending that, there's my G1, there's my A, bending that A up to a B, and I was playing an E over the top. So that's bending up on the G string and hitting the B string at the 15th fret, release, and then playing 12 on the D. That was over the G chord. Now, because that's the G major, over the D chords, so I can go over the G, over the D, and over the C, just move it back 2 frets. So I was just demonstrating, I'm going to use the song Older Guys by Flying Burrito Brothers. Great song, and I'll just show you the chords of the song, and then I'll show you the solo in it as well, and then it kind of should help to sort of put it all into context. And the idea is that it's not meant to be necessarily note for note, although it is kind of note for note, but I'm trying to show you the ideas so that you can take these concepts and play them over your own chord progressions, because this is just great stuff to just take and incorporate and embed into your own playing. So the chords are G. So it's kind of a rock and roll song. So it goes from G, and we're playing that classic rock and roll riff. So playing a G, it's like a G7, and then we're going to put our pinky onto the 7th fret of the A. I don't tend to think about tomorrow. So that's going up to D, playing that A shape, back to G. When our wise only another day. So that's an E minor at the 7th fret, it's D, C, and just do that riff again. but I think that it's being said. So that's a G to a C. By same again, E minor. Somebody up ahead. The older guys tell me what it's all about. That's a G. You can slide it back. The older guys really got it all worked out. C. E minor, G, C. Okay, then the solo. Something like that. So, what we're doing there? That's like a Johnny B. Good sort of thing. So we're playing over the G chord. So you got your G chord down here at the 3rd fret. It all works again over once you get past the 12th fret. Just think of that as being your nut. You're just doing the same thing. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting the 15th fret on the top 2 strings. So 15, 17 on the B and G, then we're hammering on 15 to 16 on the G and playing the B underneath it. So that whole thing. Whoops. Okay. Landing on that 17 on the D. Okay, helps if you do it slowly. And then a classic, this is like out of Roll Over Beethoven, this like. So we're going to play 15 on the B, G. Just bend it slightly, then play 17 on the D. Then I'm going to bend 17 up on the G just slightly, release it, and then go back down to 15 on the G. Then the walk down lick. So we're bending up 14 on the G, then playing 15 on the B, release 14 on the G, 12 on the G, same lick again, so that was over the G chord, that's your E minor, G major, whoop. So then over the D, B minor, relative major minor. We're bending up from 9 on the G, playing 10 on the B, 9 release, 7. Then we're not going to do the same thing over the C, we're going to play this lick. So you're playing over your C, kind of like a B flat, A minor, B minor. So that is 9 on the G, 8 on the high E. Move that back 2 frets. 7, 7 on the G, E. 3, 3 on the G, E. And then, so we're going to bend up 2 on the G string. Nothing, 2 on the D, and open G. So try the whole thing. we go, folks. So have fun with that. I hope you got a lot of ideas out of that. Now there is another little bit of nugget of goodness in there. So over the kind of bridgey bit, when it's going over the C, the G, and the C, whenever you're playing in that position, if you want to play arpeggios, pattern 2 is really good. That sort of thing. So what he was doing there, this is just a bonus section. Going on 3 on the bottom, then 2 on the A, 5 on the A, then 5 on the D, then back to 5 on the A, 2 on the A, and 3 on the bottom. You can just move that up a string for the next chord. So that's going to C, so your root is always on the second finger when you're playing this pattern 2. Okay, just a little add-on there. So it's just another little kind of arpeggio idea which you could put in over chord progressions. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, I appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments, thanks for tuning in, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, it really helps the channel to grow, I really appreciate it. Give me your suggestions for songs. I'm trying to kind of broaden out a little bit. I've been doing a lot of rockabilly for a long time, and you know, I love rockabilly music, but I don't get any gigs in rockabilly at the moment, so I'm having to kind of learn new kind of stuff, and I'm moving into sort of more sort of rock and roll, rock, country kind of style, and that's kind of classic rock sort of area. So anything in that genre is always welcome as well. Okay folks, thanks very much for watching, see you next time, keep rocking.